let's move on to item 6, Education Spotlight. We have some summer school staff here who is going to let us know what was going on this summer.
And I guess I'll introduce the board. This is Mary Ann Peters. She was now one of our lead teachers at the Wall Lake building, along with Judy Miller. Both of the teachers that were at SAC had prior commitments, so they couldn't come in tonight. And I've kind of sit back and let them do the talking. They did a great job with summer school, and I want them to brag themselves up. And well, you did. I mean, the numbers were great, and we got a lot done. So,
well, what we always try to get rid of is the dreaded summer slump, because if you looked at our fluency and comprehension scores, we have kids that drop. They make wonderful gains up until the spring, and then, of course, they never pick up a book again, and then we lose them over the summer. And then we have to make that back up come fall. And so this graph shows the number of kids that actually attended summer school in both buildings. We had 77 students total, 7 kindergartners, 22 first graders, 17 second graders, 12 third graders, and 19 fourth graders. This was the average number of days that each group attended. When we had summer school, we had it 3 days a week. It was the last 2 weeks in June, the last 2 weeks in July, and then a week in August. And you can see that every group made at least 3.5 weeks. We had a little trouble when it came to, this was our calendar. We were great in June. I mean, we had kids there, and they were excited, and we had a lot of fun. And then came July, and it was nasty. I mean, well, people went on vacation. And then when they came back in August, we had pretty good attendance there, too. So, I don't know, come next year, if we're fortunate enough to be able to do that, if maybe we could, jockey that a little bit. You can't really take away vacation in order to keep kids reading. Now this kind of shows our summer slump. If you took, these are 4th grade students, and I just picked out 4th grade students. Of course, I picked out ones that really looked good here too. But from the spring, we keep track, from the spring to the fall of 1st grade, that summer, this particular child lost 46 words in his fluency. Okay, then we came up, and then by the time they got to the spring, they were at 82 words. But we had that summer over, and they lost 31 words. Now, this particular child, in the spring of 3rd grade, ended up with 76 words per minute, and we were able to keep them at 75. And so, we did not have that summer slump with this child. Same thing down here. You can see the loss, and we had single-digit loss. In a couple of cases, we actually had a single-digit gain. 3rd grade, a tougher group. We had some major loss here. We still had loss, but not quite as bad with the loss. So we were kind of excited about that. Now, and this is basically the same thing, but in a chart form. We're doing the 36, dropping to -10, going up to 82, dropping to 51. And here we're actually staying, because this is from the spring of 3rd grade to the fall of 4th grade. And then we have another chart here. And as you can see, they just kind of zigzag from that spring to that fall all the time. And we talk to the kids about it. And the fact that, you need to be reading, but when you actually have that teacher contact time, I think that really did help. And those are the charts I have today. Now, Judy was going to talk a little bit about some of the things that she did during summer school.
Okay, well, I'm Judy Miller, and I teach 1st grade over at Wall Lake for East Sac County. And I had the privilege to teach in the summer school program. I taught students who were going into first and second grade. We had kind of a unique situation in that we had quite a high number of first graders coming, so we had asked if we could split that. So we ended up, I ended up with 3 groups of 2 groups of first grade and 1 group of second grade. And because we had to have an extra group like that, and I should mention too that Mary Ann also had that same type of situation with her 4th graders. And so we ended up that we were going to teach them in 3 groups then. So we took them for 1 hour every day that they were there. And then I split my hour up with them and gave them 3 sections of 20 minutes. So for 20 minutes I would work with the group. The other kids would be on the computers either working on math skills or on reading skills, depending on which week we were on, because we would switch that out. And then the next we would switch, and then they'd have the kids, we'd each have another computer time. Then the last 20 minutes we would work on whole group, where we could continue to work with reading skills or math skills. Now with the second graders we spent a little more time on their math skills. With the first graders coming in, we spent more time with their reading and their fluency. I felt like this was really beneficial. I hope it's something that we'll be looking at again, because the summer slump is a huge, huge concern to all elementary teachers, because when we lose 30 or 40 words, you know, or even more, many times it's more than that. And if you can keep them, you know, close to where they ended, that's what we were hoping to do, and we were really pleased with that. And like Mary Ann had talked about the attendance was so great in June, and then we had the vacation time, but they all came back in August, and I think that was an important time to get them back. And so thank you for the opportunity to be there with the kids. It was really something good for our students, so I hope that we'll be considering it again. And thanks for letting us share this too, because we like to go out and let you know what we're doing. So thank you.
Middle school summer school was really the same type of format as far as the weekly basis that the elementary did. We did it 3 days a week. There's 2 weeks in June, 2 weeks in July, 1 week in August. We experienced the exact same thing attendance-wise as what the elementary reported, other than our kids didn't come back in August. I think we had a bunch of families gone in August, so our attendance was very strong in June, but July and August really suffered. We had 20 kids come for summer school. That would have been incoming 5th grade, 6th graders, and 7th graders. Our incoming 8th grade and 9th grade, we had about 10 students for course recovery is what we focused on with those students. But going back to our incoming 5th, 6th, and 7th graders, we did about an hour and 45 minutes worth of summer school per day. Val Boos and Susan Crabb did our reading section of that, so there was about 50 minutes, give or take a few minutes, on reading. They focused on question-answer relationship, predictions, inferences. They did that through fiction and nonfiction articles. Going back to what Mr. Fisher said at the elementary with the fluency thing, we see that a lot at middle school, where we know that fluency will have an impact on comprehension, because if I really struggle reading through something, I might be struggling with the words so much that it's not getting into here. But we also know that at some point in time, you know, we just have to notice that, you know what, this child might never be a real fluent reader, but what we want from them is whatever they do read, we want them to, you know, digest. So we do see that probably more than you guys see that at the elementary. We see that at the middle school a lot. We did some work on fluency and some work on vocabulary. Our BRIs just got done actually today, so we're still collecting some of the data. We know our data is probably not going to look great simply because of our attendance situation with July and August, but we'll take a look at what we can. I'm not saying that it's not going to look good, that it's not going to benefit, it's just going to be skewed more or less by the attendance rate that we had. Amanda Miller did our math section of summer school, and that was based on what's called an IXL program. It's kind of a math intervention program. It takes each kid at their math skill or their math level and works on them independently on what that is that they need bolstered for skills, and then once they master that skill, it moves on to the next one. Out of our 20 students, there was about 150 different math skills that were practiced by the kids. Amanda said there was, oh, what did she give me? Now I'm not going to find it very quick since I'm reporting to you guys. Over 7,000 math problems were solved on this program during those 5 weeks of summer school. The nice thing about the program is the kids can do it at home too, and I know she said that a lot of them were doing it at home as well. Overall, saw about a 20% increase in ability level for the students who were attending summer school on their math skills. So that's what she had to report. So all in all, I think it was successful. We need to talk and problem solve a little bit about what we can do better with the attendance thing. You know, is that changing dates or exactly what? We know families take vacations. They need to take vacations, but how can we adjust to bolster, you know, our attendance as well? So
one of the questions I would like to ask, and I'll ask it tonight, but I don't want an answer yet, is to be thinking about, as we look at doing this in the future, what did we learn and what would we do differently? And I don't think that right now this is, I'm not putting anybody on the spot, but be thinking about that. I know you're all reflective enough that you've already thought about that, and then we'll schedule a meeting with the administrators as we start planning out for summer 2012. Good stuff.
Good. Thank you.